in the description of this topic, I say I want to share short story and long story. Actually, there's no point doing that. Most of us understand the basic idea of a flipped classroom, which is homework in school, school at home. The longer version is you consume content typically prepared by a teacher at school, so that there's no more didactic delivery in the class. And then once you come to class, because you're supposed to consume the content already, you have processed it somewhat, you reprocess it in class, so that we focus on what the learner's concerns are. I don't understand this. We work in discussion groups. We do differentiated instruction and whatnot. Right? In other words, the point of flipped classroom is to make what happens in the face-to-face classroom even better than what it could possibly be by taking out the boring didactic component. Right? Now, the question that I actually asked is, if we organize a flipped conference or flipped event, if e-Fiesta, for example, was flipped, that means the keynote is actually a video already. The welcome speech is keynote, and all the concurrent sessions, like what Xiaoyin had to do, all done in advance, you know. And then what we would do actually is when we still have the sessions, but you go there to focus on what the audience wants to know, the questions that they have, the concerns that they have. Would you attend such an event? Would your peers who are less, generally we are a certain audience, the fact that you are here means you'll most likely say yes already. But would you be able to convince other people and say, come and experience this, come and see what this is like? You know? Would we have enough mass? Like this morning, the whole place boom, filled up, right? Yeah, in fact, I was a little bit worried that we won't have enough food because it oversubscribed a bit. Yeah? Would people attend? Because if I don't want to organize something, then you know, like 10 people come. Yeah? So what are your thoughts? Both from the insiders of flipped classroom and other people who are like interested individuals. Would you like to attend something like that? Or maybe would you like to organize then we go?
You wish.
Yeah. So again, so now I sit down again. It's meant for discussion. Unconference, anybody can say anything.
I was thinking it would, I guess a lot of it would depend on the talks. So if they are intrigued sufficiently by the video, then they would come.
So what if the topic is actually, the flip conference is actually about flipping? So let's take a topic, you know, variants of flipping, strategies of flipping, issues and concerns about flipping, you know. And let's say for me, I do something like the 3 dimensions of flipping, which is something that I put online already, you know. And then the presentation is already there. It's up for now for the so-called audience, the viewers, to come in and meet with the person that has already presented to clarify issues. But conference mode, it is not meant to be a classroom. It's meant to be like a conference. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
So what do people do in a film conference?
So they watch whatever they are interested in. Instead of having to come here first, find out where is the room, know how to come here, you go and listen to the content,
the video,
the presentation already, and then
Q&A.
Yeah. Then what actually happens when you meet face to face is actually time and space for Q&A, for argument, for debate, for whatever. You know this when presenters are done, right? Maybe they're given 1 hour. And then at the end, everybody go and walk to them. They cannot handle everything.
That's when the valuable discussions might be.
Exactly. So I want to take away the boring part, because sometimes you just sit there like, and then you pick out your phone and no back channel. Do something else. Right?
I think have to get used to something like that because we have not really attended a conference like that before. I think one way is if you want to try out, maybe instead of field conference, a big session or something like that, then you need to watch something before you come for that session.
Oh, okay.
I think riding on that level, because I mean, at Unconference we design experiences, so there's something about face-to-face and inspiration that you cannot replace.
Right.
So if you want to do something like that, I suggest we do the first half, which is like
the hybrid, eh?
Hybrid. Yeah, first half is like how everybody, gamification, experiences,
Let me put something there to sort of counter that. You watch Ken Robinson's videos. You need to be there to feel inspired by him. No, right?
Yeah, I don't think
and it's damn expensive to go and listen to him.
I don't mean in a way that you can't be.
Yeah.
It's just that I think that it's also a certain dynamics in the face-to-face.
Yeah.
So if you can have, I mean, just suggestion, like if you have the front part of that, and then the second half is like go and maybe like read her stuff and then come and discuss. I think that's more productive. I think also from a working person's point of view, for me to come today to just come and listen is actually away from my work. It's also, there's a certain attention, because if you just want to read 5 hours before I come to this conference, sorry, I honestly won't do it. But if I just have to read maybe 1 hour of stuff and I come and discuss, I think that's still doable. So I think it's also a play in terms of the what do you call, the time frame of people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Just like that.
No, I mean, I agree with you that, you know, there's this, we are social creatures, so you want to have that social element. But the point of the flip is to increase that social element, not remove it. So you actually have to be very objective and saying, when you're listening to somebody face to face versus watching them on video face to face, just how much social interaction is there. Yeah, you're seeing them in 3 dimensions versus 2 dimensions, but what really is the value add to that? Because that is the mindset that we're trying to actually get rid of or deal with. You know, so sometimes my perspective is a hybrid. It's half an answer, it's not a complete answer. It's from my perspective, it's in all of that. You see, if I were to help organize it or co-organize an event like that, I want to do it all the way, not halfway. But that's my perspective.
I think if we go back to the point just now, it's like there are 2 dimensions to this. The one is like, as you say, you don't actually have to, I mean, you have to increase the social part of it, which is I mean, yeah, that's great, I think. But the other concern, especially coming from like on the ground teacher classroom, you're very pragmatic. Same thing like, if you actually have a typical conference, it takes maybe like 5 hours of full involvement.
Right.
But if you take a Twitter conference, it takes 10 hours of full involvement, because it's such a that will be actually fully involved as well. If you are not fully involved, then you probably won't get to benefit as much when you come down.
I wouldn't design it that way.
How to design it like that?
Because you see, if you are the presenter, it may take you 10 hours. But if you are the participant, it should actually take you less. The point of creating buy-in for the participant is to say it actually takes you less effort, but you get more in the end still. See, because the presentations are not 1 hour long. If they were face-to-face 1 hour long, they cannot be 1 hour long online. Nobody want to watch a 1 hour video. Yeah.
You know, I watch all of them.
Yeah. Nobody will do that. So the people that we work with to present will learn how to do very short, sharp, effective, powerful presentations.
Like TED Talk. TED Talk.
Yes, essentially use a similar TED formula, except that TED still is very, it's more storytelling rather than lecturing. Yeah. Something that you
so
can.
If you jump the gun, right? I think that if you really want to be very powerful, you want to be very, very like succinct and get buy-in in a short period of time. Storytelling is the best. Go.
What would motivate me to come down? If I've done everything online already, and I
You
don't
don't learn everything online because it's like you see the video.
Part of the strategy that we work with for representatives is that you must have open-ended components, things that are not solved. You haven't given all the answers. In fact, the best presentations are the ones that leave you thinking, leave you wondering, and there are unanswered questions. We meet face to face to talk about that. Kind of like what we're doing now.
To build my analysis, it's like, I mean, for me personally, the TED videos which I like the best are the ones that end with a question or a challenge. Like, can we do this? Can we not do this?
There's a call to action. Then what then you do? People just walk away, then you come together and do something definite. Just like we came together to talk about LSG just now. Imagine if there was a video about LSG already. Then you watch that, all of them watch that already. So you more or less know the issues. Then you know why you're asking those questions. You know what I mean? Or instead of having this, and prior to this, we could have an introduction to flip conferences, and then we actually deal with the issues of flip conferences rather than have to introduce what a flip classroom means, like what I did at the beginning. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
Yes. Must be very.
Are they charismatic?
Or maybe.
So that kind of conference, you are expecting large audience also. Then how to the interaction will be also limited, right?
The audiences can be very large, but people who show up face to face doesn't have to be very large because people can consume and choose not to show up. You know. So let's say you have a viewership of 1,000 people instead of right now we have a viewership of 200. Yeah. But we cater for 200 people who will come down and interact with the speakers.
I'm so curious a couple of things. One is also the age of the audience. Would this flip conference, I'm just thinking about, right? Will a flip conference work better for young adults age group or primary or those like that or something? And I think the other question is if we break up into groups to discuss? Do you need facilitators or just the kind of assume that you guys are young adults or adults and you guys have a mind of your own versus like the younger youth, teenager kind, you know, where they sit there and today what like this or what like right? Yeah, so I'm just curious and thinking through that. Anybody?
I think that's a great question. What are your thoughts? Targeting the participants. You get some old, not old. Yes, if you are more traditional and you actually like going somewhere because you get to wear a lanyard, you like that, you know, because that structure is somewhat comforting. You know, there's a pattern that repeats itself. That you know what to expect. Whereas the thing is very, to use an overused term, disruptive, right? By the way, to give you some insights into what I'm thinking of, I'm not necessarily thinking that e-Fiesta be flipped. I'm thinking of you actually triggered it. I actually didn't want to really say it, but since you brought it up, in the spirit of openness, I'm actually thinking of influencing TEDx Youth Singapore. Yeah, I'm part of the Brain Trust in TED Singapore, and one of the most suitable events to fit is actually Youth SG. Just watch, because they're the most itchy, can't sit really, can't really sit there. You know, the organizers have to tell them when to tweet, when not to tweet, because they just couldn't help but get on the social media and share straight away. Wanted to live stream, say cannot. You know, must wait for the official recording, and yeah, I would like to actually see that happen.
I sent through a live stream once of that, and then you just add group therapy, then just talk and all that. But it's mainly young adults. Yeah, so I'm just wondering whether can we crack that.
Theologian also can do something.
See all the time here, that's why I listen, asking questions.
Because the organizers, the facilitators of TED Youth SG may not be that open to it because they actually have to follow certain rules in TED. Yeah. But we'll be the first in the world to actually try something like that.
I think just a bit on this sort of conference, I think it boils back to what she mentioned just now earlier on about no structure. That itself, I think, is one of the main hurdles that out of the classroom is going. As you know, those we are here, the fact that we are here, we are definitely have certain mindset about how things can change rather than the old way of doing it. So I think that mental model and as well, there's no SIO in the conference. That actually that might for most of the, I think this is one of the main challenge, one of the greatest hurdle to.
But an event like that will draw people like this, you see. You know, whenever you have a TED Singapore talk, you draw certain kind. TED Women talk, boom, draw certain kind. TED Youth talk, boom, draw certain kind. So when you say there's a flip conference, boom, you draw certain kinds. So you tend to be positive, favorable, already there rather than need to learn. Yeah, for that target audience. Any other thoughts? Because the timekeeper here will.
Will you still have a keynote?
It would be also flipped.
There will still be a keynote, a flip keynote.
A flip conference, unconference. Keynote discussion. Flip unconference keynote discussion.
But I think all this, right, is great. But in my mind right now, my main concern is that for all this to happen, the people watching it must have questions, you know, and it's quite difficult to get people to verbalize their questions sometimes. So that is something that we need to.
It just adds all the more to why people should gather, because like I've got this doubt in my mind. I don't really know how to frame it. I hear someone else asking something, and I think that maybe it's like what I want to ask. And it helps you to bring your
So in a sense, flip conference will give us more time to frame our questions in a sense, rather than sometimes like what you say, we go to the conference and then people chat, we have this question, but by the time we finish thinking about it, then over, let's go to the next session.
You know, the keynote speaker this morning, just asked a simple question: how many hours do you think it took? He went to the left side, then you know the proverbial crickets, nobody answered. Come on. Not 24 hours, finally then. I mean, we have to break down that kind of passiveness.
Just to assess on that point again, right? So you're going to flip the keynote as well as see everyone comes at the venue together, and the absolute start, what happens then? Because I think you need something to ignite something or the other, rather than just like, someone was spontaneously go, okay, I have this study here and let's talk. So what is this something that takes place of the keynote or whatever that triggers the...
Maybe we can collect some of the questions first as well.
I also say that I think there needs to be this optimum time between the viewing the stuff and the actual unconference. Not so much time that discussion will kind of die down, people will get bored, but just enough time for some momentum to be gathered, for questions to be asked so that it will trigger other questions and people will start to get, oh yeah, this is really interesting, now I really want to meet all these people and talk with them.
Is 1 minute too short?
I think that's okay.
I need a number of videos.
Yeah, but don't forget, when you ask questions, people want to answer already, and that can either work positively, as in it creates
and
a lot of
then the
momentum.
speaker can say, I will answer you when I see you.
Yeah.
The mafia stuff.
Sorry, I have
Speaking of mafia,